Hey everyone, this is Jason from Dawn at the Devs with another daily code challenge for you. Here's today's challenge. Write a function which, given a list of numbers, displays all the even numbers in the list. And then on line 7, we have an example of a list of numbers 1 through 9 that should display 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. So let's see how we can do that. On line 11, I've got a function that I'm calling that I haven't written yet called display even nums. And it's getting past a list of numbers. And it's just the same ones from the example above on line 7. Almost. We need 9 in there too. Okay, there we go. Now it's the same list. Okay, so let's create that function. Ooh. Function display even nums. It's going to take a list of numbers. And what we want to do is loop over that list. And I've got a couple options. I'm using JavaScript, so I could use the array for each method, or I could just do a standard for loop. So let's just comment that here. Could use array for each or regular for loop. In this case, I'm going to use the regular for loop because I want to write it in a way that you can write it in any language. I'm using JavaScript here, but you could do the same exercise in C# or Java or C++ or Python or whatever. So let's do the for loop. And I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out how to do the for each if you really want to do that one, which I would probably lean to using that if I was doing JavaScript development. But let's go with the for loop here. We say for let I equal 0 while I is less than list.length I plus. And so I'm going to loop over each number in the list, and I'm going to look at each position, and the next part of this is how do we determine if the number is even so we display it or not? And we use a mathematical operator in JavaScript known as the modulus operator. It's the one that's the percentage sign symbol. You've got a similar operator in most languages, I believe. It may actually be spelled out as mod or something like that in the language you have. But we'll use the modulus operator here. We'll just say if list I modulo 2 equals 0. Then we do a console log list I. So what this is saying on line 13 is we're going to look at some specific value in the list. For instance, let's say we're looking at 4. We're saying 4 modulo 2, if that's equal to 0, then we know we have an even number. What does modulo mean? It means the remainder. So for instance, if we said 4 divided by 2, the answer would be 2. But if we say what's the remainder of 4 divided by 2, the remainder is 0 because 2 goes into 4 evenly. If we said 5 divided by 2, 2 goes into 5 twice, but there's a remainder of 1, right? So 5 modulo 2 would end up equaling 1. If you're not sure about what I'm talking about, let's maybe just go to the node REPL real quick. Let's just do it. 4 modulo 2, say return 0 right there. 5 modulo 2 should return 1, right? Because 2 goes into 5 twice, so, right? 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. But normally we would say 2 goes into 5 twice, and then there's a remainder of 1. So hopefully that makes a little more sense for you. Let's go back to the code here. I think we have everything set up here that we need. We're going to loop through the array, determining if it's divisible by 2. I'm going to log it. Okay, I think that's it. Let's give this a run and see if it works. We should see it display 2468. Awesome, there it is. 2468. Maybe I could work on the formatting a little better, but It's functional. I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to work on that formatting. So there you go. That's today's daily code challenge. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.